Good morning and welcome to the Red Mic. Happy Friday. Sorry for the delay. I wish I could blame it completely on gremlins. There was a computer gremlin this morning. Facebook, I use Facebook as my go live platform, and Facebook was not cooperating with me this morning. I had to reload 3 or 4 times to get the live dashboard to work. So blame that part on Facebook. Why was I running late initially? Well, Foreigner talked about a jukebox hero. Well, I was a snooze button victim. Yes. Oh, well. Anyway, thanks for being here. I appreciate it. These Red Mic messages are for you. They come mostly from 25 years as a public servant, 16 years as a youth football coach and scouting volunteer, and 10 years as a mediocre athlete with far more heart than actual physical ability. But today it's completely, it's cheat sheet day. I am cribbing completely from John D. Rockefeller. I saw a white paper and it had a bunch of Rockefeller quotes, and I had to double check and recheck. There were like 15 quotes in this thing, and only 3 of them are actually 100% attributable to Rockefeller. Now, they think probably half of them are actually from Rockefeller, but other ones come from other places in history and literature, pop culture, etc., and they've just been attributed to Rockefeller. So, in the immortal words of, both Abraham Lincoln and Thomas Jefferson, be careful about what you quote on the internet, because some of it might not be true. Yes, that's a joke. Yes. Anyway, Rockefeller, he said a lot of things, but basically melt it down, and success isn't about talent alone. It's about responsibility, resilience, and the courage to carve your own path. One of my favorite quotes of his, he said, "Every right implies a responsibility, every opportunity an obligation, every possession a duty." Now think about that in terms of American life, being an American. And take it to heart, because our Bill of Rights grants us freedoms that are the envy of the world. Freedom of speech, freedom of religion, the right to bear arms, due process, etc. But rights without responsibility, they're just entitlements. It's not enough to have these freedoms. We have to protect them. We have to exercise wisely. It's like a trademark. If you let somebody copy your trademark, it's no longer your trademark. And the trademark people could say, you didn't defend it, so we're not protecting you either. So protect these rights. Exercise them wisely. Make sure they're not eroded by complacency, by inaction. Having an opportunity in the business world or in life isn't just about what you gain, it's about what you give back to others. So remember to be a leader, leadership, service, integrity. All of these require you to step up, not just for yourself, but for everybody else. But there's a catch. Here's another Rockefeller quote. "Charity is injurious unless it helps the recipient to become independent of it." Now think about that. Studies have shown that there's a reason there's signs in the forest that say don't feed the animals. One, it encourages these wild animals to come to where people are going to be congregated, and it might not be safe. But just as importantly, the reason they have those don't feed the animal signs is they don't want the animals to become dependent on us. So again, charity is injurious unless it helps the recipient become independent of it. It's like that old saying, give a man a fish and you feed him today, but if you teach a man to fish, he could feed himself the rest of his life. Now, paraphrase, but it's not just about the handout. It's about lifting people up so they can stand on their own. Same thing for leadership, right? If you want to help somebody, don't give them an advantage. Help them build the skills necessary so they can create their own advantages, because empowerment beats dependency every time. Also, last but not least, if you want success, you can't just follow the crowd. Another Rockefeller quote. If you want to succeed, you should strike out on new paths rather than travel the worn paths of accepted success. Well, that sounds really hard, right? Yeah, it sounds hard. Well, you know what? Tom Hanks told us. Of course it's hard. If it wasn't hard, everyone would do it. The hard is what makes it great. Too many people are waiting for permission. They're afraid to break away from what's comfortable. They're afraid to do the extra, right? So the people who make an impact are those willing to take a few risks, challenge norms, get out of their comfort zones, and create something new. So go out there and be uncomfortable. Not to everybody else. Be uncomfortable to yourself. It's like when I used to teach kids how to play football. Early in the season, you've got to have your back straight. You got to have your feet pointed forward. You got to have your knees bent, and not with your arms resting on your knees, all of that. And invariably, somebody would sit up, stand up, do it wrong. But ultimately they would end up complaining, and they would say, "Coach, it hurts. It's uncomfortable." And I would always say, that's how you know you're doing it right. My old football players will back me up on that one. Again, the hard is what makes it great. So thanks to two folks today, Tom Hanks and John D. Rockefeller. Nelson was his grandson, I believe. John D. Rockefeller. So wisdom from Jimmy Dugan, right? And John D. Rockefeller. So again, take responsibility. Give responsibilities in a way to empower the people around you, and don't be afraid to go out there and be uncomfortable. That's today's Red Mike message. I hope you found it interesting. I hope you find it helpful. Again, go out there and be uncomfortable. It's the only way you're going to grow. Go out there and be a leader that everybody needs, everybody deserves, and that everybody wants. So again, go be uncomfortable. And don't forget, life is short. Drink the bourbon. Give me a like, follow, and share. I appreciate it. I'll see you Monday. Love you guys.